So typically, the hospital floor is a place of healing, but what happens when that very place in that system that's meant to protect patients and nurses becomes a source of pain and injustice? So today we're diving into a landmark case that has the entire healthcare world talking. It's a story of a nurse, DonQuenick Joppy, who went from being a dedicated caregiver to being a victim of what the jury called racial discrimination and retaliation. After being falsely accused of a crime and fighting for her career and her reputation, a Colorado jury has awarded her a staggering $20 million in a verdict. This is not just about money. It's about a nurse who stood up against a powerful hospital corporation and won.
I met Don Quinique in December of 2020, and it was in a Twitter Spaces. But Patrick McMurray, Nurse Pat Mac,
Yep.
had organized it, and a lot of people came, and spoke and stuff, and Don Quinique came and spoke and talked about what was happening to her, and at
Right.
that time, um, that was 2.5 years after the events at the hospital. So after she was terminated. So in those 2.5 years, she had been unhoused, COVID pandemic, and trying to scrape together some way to make enough to be able to live somewhere. And so she came and she described the big pieces of
Mm.
this incredibly kind of layered and complicated story. It's complicated and it's also very simple and straightforward. One of the participants they went offline and talked some more because she had, documentation, she had screenshots, she had court documents. So, we kind of gathered afterwards and got the rest of the story and, kind of took off from there. One thing that I think is important to point out is